Hello friends, welcome back to Gracefully Finesse Podcast. I'm your host, Greg Acha. It is always great to have you on the podcast, and I believe this episode will be a blessing. I have a new book out called I Am OKÄY. It is a memoir of survival, resilience, and success. It's my story, and I hope it will help you get through whatever you're facing at this moment. The book is available on Amazon, major bookstores, and libraries. Have you heard about WorkWellNet? They have solutions for any challenges you might have. Challenges with work or with wellness. WorkWellNet.lu. Again, WorkWellNet.lu. Check them out and enjoy the rest of the podcast. Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to have Aphy in the studio today. Aphy has been a partner, a friend. We used to be ex-colleagues as well. Aphy will in a moment introduce himself. But I will say I met Aphy at a very crucial time in my life when I was going through burnout, and he was like the North Star that guided me. Aphy, welcome today. And
Thank you.
Can you take a moment to introduce yourself?
I'm Aphy. I'm coming from Belgium, from Brussels. I was born in Brussels. I'm originally from Congo. My father is from Congo and my mom is Belgian. I'm living in Luxembourg for 20 years now. I'm married with the same wife for 20 years.
20 years, the same wife.
We
I like
have
that.
6 kids together.
Oh, beautiful.
And I've been working in Luxembourg since I moved here.
Yeah. So this is just to whet your appetite. We have a project coming up, which will I'm very sure will benefit you. We'll be talking a lot about mental health. We'll be talking about our experiences, sharing our experiences and our learnings as well. But just to whet your appetite, I'm going to ask a few questions to Aphy, and we'll discuss about specifically how you have managed the terrible burnout you had, and you are still smiling and still standing today. What are the 3 key things you did?
Okay, first of all, when it happened to me, even considering all the things I have heard on the burnout, I heard on podcasts, on YouTube, or friends of mine, no matter what I have heard, when it happened to me, I didn't realize what really happened to me. And the first thing that is a key element, and it looks stupid to say that because it just makes sense. So generally when things make sense, we don't spend time to emphasize it.
Yeah.
But it's really important to emphasize in this case that in most cases, most of the people that I have seen going through that experience, they have had, and that's my case, a hard time to realize that it was a burnout.
Correct. Yeah.
And that is something strange because there are lots of explanations. We hear a lot of things on that topic, but when it happens to us, there is a gap between everything we have heard or seen or read before and the way we feel. And I had to hear the word burnout from multiple sources before I realized that it happened to me.
Right.
I heard the word from my wife before
wow.
I met with the doctor.
Doctor, wow.
She didn't say it's a burnout. She said, have you heard about burnout?
Yeah.
Maybe it could be something like that. I was skeptic because I thought, no, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take some holiday and soon I'll feel
Get
better.
there.
So, but it didn't happen. And at some point, I had to go to my doctor. And after many questions, he said to me, you need to stop immediately. It's a burnout.
Wow.
I didn't take it seriously. So I left the office of my doctor without taking the advice. I said, I'm too busy right now. I have deadlines. I need to do things. So if it's not going better in a few days, maybe I'll come back, but it's okay. I'm going to make it. And it didn't work. So the day after I came back and I heard that from him again. And it was a very strange experience because if you have an accident, for example, and you break your arm or you break your foot or something, you go to the doctor, it hurts, but you have a plan.
Yeah.
The doctor will make radios, will tell you this is what you have, will make a plan, you need to do this for X weeks, and then after that you need to do re-education for a couple of weeks or maybe for several months or whatever. You have a plan.
Yeah.
But with a burnout, you have nothing.
Yeah.
You are stopped, your body stops. No matter what you decide, it stops. And there is no plan.
Yeah.
That was the most terrible thing for me. I think we will have more time when we have our big discussion. But what really helped me was first to accept that
Acceptance.
what was happening happened.
Yeah.
That I had a hard time with that.
Yeah.
Because for several days or weeks, I kind of denied what was happening. It's not possible. So we need to accept that things are the way it is. I'm feeling bad, and that's the way it is.
Yeah.
So after that, I will introduce maybe a concept of micro opportunities.
What is that?
When we are struggling with burnout, there is no way to cope with big challenges.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Even small challenges become
too
like
big.
mountains.
Agree with you. Yeah.
And then we see, okay, if I cannot do the big ones, the small ones is already too much. Maybe something smaller. Yeah, but I'm already struggling. So we need to start to cope with micro projects or micro
Activities.
goals
Yeah.
that are very tiny.
Yeah.
And we are not used to do that in normal life.
Yeah.
I never did that before. And I never paid attention to that kind of, for me, was like nothing.
Yeah.
But I was confronted to such a low level of energy, then I had to do all these micro experiences with the energy that I had, one after another.
Yeah.
But each one was important.
Correct.
It could be just a visit, a phone call, visiting a doctor, trying to go outside to walk in forest but all these little things, we need to do them. Yeah. We should not consider that it's so small that it doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
It changes something.
Indeed, in my own experience, I kind of scheduled my day. Like, for instance, if I had to see a doctor, that was a big project for me. to wake up in the morning, put on my clothes, and then go to see the doctor. So I had to break my activities in those small chunks so that when I woke up in the morning, it was already a good thing. Then I went to shower. Shower was a task. Then and then getting on the car or getting on the bus to go see the doctor. So I agree with you. So like you said, identifying it is a difficult one, but then accepting it when it's identified, and then ultimately, kind of, being kind to yourself, taking it easy, understanding that your energy is no longer what it was. You're no longer the lion you used to be. You have been reduced, by the mighty burnout. Yeah, it's really, really, really an interesting experience, to see yourself go from very high energy to literally no energy. But what did you do to get your energy back?
That was a very long process. How could I explain? Let's talk about a battery. A battery, we can charge it, and then when it's charged, minimum, let's say 80% or maybe 100, whatever, we have a certain power that we can use, the autonomy of the battery, and we know it. We can use it for 1 hour, 2 hours, or whatever. Our body needs energy, but we need to consider that a portion of that energy is vital. It's for me to breathe, for my heart to beat, for my blood to circulate, for my brain to work, so it keeps me alive. My body cannot negotiate with that portion of energy. It's vital.
Yeah.
And then when there is enough energy for that, the body can use the extra energy for other activities and based on our desires, our projects, what we want to do, and so on. When I hit the wall, I got the feeling that the level of energy that I had in my body was so low that it was just sufficient for
the vital activities. Wow, that was low.
And that was a terrible experience.
Wow.
Because we consider that energy as normal. When I woke up in the morning, every day of my life, I never paid attention that I had that capital of energy, that it was kind of free.
Yeah.
And I had enough for every single day, and every night I could sleep and get energy again for the day after. I never realized that I could lose that. It never came to my mind as an option that I could lose. I could lose other things. I could lose one leg, one arm in an accident, one eye or something. I could lose, for example, I have lost my hair, for example, so that's already
a loss. Good one.
So, no, but it's interesting because we consider we can lose things that we see.
Yeah.
Okay? If I see that I have lost something, oh yeah, or I feel it, but the energy, it was part of me and it was part of who I was.
Yeah.
So without that energy, I was nothing.
Yeah.
Because the image of myself, that vision of myself that I had, was based on myself having energy.
Yeah.
and I have discovered myself. It was kind of another myself without energy.
Yeah.
I was confronted to that, and I had to learn to appreciate that new self,
Yeah.
the way it was, the way it is,
Yeah.
and not trying to change it, not trying to mask anything or to pretend that things are different than the way I feel inside. I think it's a key
Yeah.
element in the process to recover. It's not enough, but it's a key element.
But that as time went on, your battery started to go from almost 0 to 5 to 10.
Yeah, one day I feel like I gained maybe 3 months of recovering.
Yeah,
The day after I lost one. It's not.
it's a journey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a journey.
Yeah.
Exactly. So from time to time, I feel good enough to say, okay, now I'm gonna do this, and then I decide, oh, why not to jump on that project right now? So I give a few phone calls and I say, yeah, let's do this, let's do that, and 3 days later,
You're down again.
I'm done.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry because I really felt okay
Yeah.
to do, but was a bit too early.
Yeah.
So it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's a journey,
It is.
and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not the best. We wish, of course, that we could always do everything that is possible when we commit, and that we could follow the plans that we have. But we need to pay more attention to these feelings that tell us,
Yeah.
not today.
Yeah, it's very, very important, that you out there, that you also monitor your energy level, because this is one of the key indicators, on where you're going, what your state is. A lot of people are actually on the I would say age of a burnout without knowing. And believe me, Aphy can bear you witness. It's not a good place. It's a dark place to be. So we're working on a project, and we'll be talking a lot about burnout, our experiences, and how you can benefit from our experiences to avoid having a burnout. Before we go to that, I want to ask you one last question. What is the advice you would give to somebody out there who doesn't know whether they have a burnout, but they are having low energy, they are losing focus, all those symptoms of burnout, which, by the way, as part of this, our series, the project we are talking about, we're working on, we will kind of share those symptoms and all that. But one advice will you give to somebody who is there, maybe a corporate worker, who probably is on the edge of burnout and doesn't know?
Okay. The first thing, and probably the most important when we are questioning where we are exactly, is to identify where we are. And there is something that really helped me. I need to remind that before this burnout, I'm not the kind of person that has been sick often.
Same here.
I have been sick a few times in many years, here and there, but very few times. And so it was, on that point of view, it was also a journey for me to discover that it was possible to be sick, and for a long period.
Yeah.
That was because all the feelings of guiltiness, of the anxiety, it's really complicated. But I had to go to the doctor, but after that I had to go to a psychiatrist, and we will talk a bit about that on key points. But there is something interesting that happened when I met with the psychiatrist after a couple times. He had to write a letter for the social security here in Luxembourg, and to explain how I was doing in my case. And he had to write on the document the symptoms, the official symptoms. And one of the symptoms that he wrote was something that I have never heard before. It's called anédonia. In French, it's anédonie. I've never heard that word before, but it's something really interesting. Anédonie means that we are not capable anymore to enjoy things that we enjoyed in the past. For example, a person that likes to cook, a person that likes to walk in forest, a person that likes to go bicycle, or any activity that a person really likes, really enjoys. Anédonie is when the stress and the anxiety reaches a point where we do not enjoy anymore things that we enjoyed in the past. We are not capable to enjoy. And for me, in my case, when I was overloaded with work and with deadlines and I had all that stuff to do, and when someone called me to say, okay, let's take a walk in the forest, I could not accept. Because if I accepted during all the walk, I would have been stressed with the work that I was supposed to do while I was walking, and that I will have to do when I'm back.
Yeah.
So for me, each opportunity to escape the stress and the anxiety created more stress and anxiety.
Correct.
Because things that I could have done during that period was postponed, but I already had too much to do after that. So this is the way it happened to me. Anédonie, and that means when you come to the point that you do not enjoy anymore things that you enjoyed in the past, it's a serious symptom that you should consider.
Yeah, so watch out for that. Watch out for that. It's very important. If you're no longer enjoying the things you used to enjoy before, or you know, sometimes it's actually that you no longer have time for those things you used to enjoy before. Sports, going out to nature. Watch out, you might be nearing burnout. But most importantly, I think it's important to go to your doctor and get a professional help. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I hope you have learned something new from this episode. Please share with a friend and let me know how this has been a blessing to you. Reach out to me if you want support or you need guidance. Most importantly, I highly recommend that you feel free to connect with workwellnet.lu. Until I come your way next, stay cool and take care of your mental health. See you in the next episode.